Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Here we are. It is, of course, the Friday Nut News. The Friday Nut News on, of course, today, which is, of course, the 13th. Today, the 13th of course, May 2000 and, of course, 26. So, you will notice I've got some very spunky glasses on today. Lent to me by the Stig, ladies and gentlemen, lent to me by the Stig. So we're not quite sure what we're going to talk about because I can't see fuck all, to be honest, anyway, and I can't read fuck all, so I don't know what's going to go on. Anyway, here we are on, of course, the evening of the 13th. Donald Trump flying into China, all kinds of shit going on there. Keir Starmer wetting his pants, as you well know. Yes, very, very interesting. So, good evening, everyone. Good evening, good evening, good evening. We've got Ann Taylor's in. Daniel, let me have a look at that. Daniel Helmsley, brand new geezer. How you doing, Daniel? Hope you're okay. We've also got Sheila Douglas, Kath Myers, Joyce Guest is in, Angie's in, Teresa Clark's joining us, Lisa McCulloch, Shirley Wellstead's joining us tonight as well, all the way from Glastonbury Shire. Loads of stuff going on in Glastonbury, UFOs going on, all kinds of shit going on down there, spells and everything. Lovely. Graham's in, Diane Williams is in, Sue Allen's in, Canalbo Collins joining us tonight as well. How you doing, Canalbo? Okay. We've got Anita Staff's in. I think Anita's a reasonably new one. I think I've seen Anita's name before, but couldn't quite be sure. But anyway, Sharon Young's in, Shepherd's in, Jill's in, Bill Gill's in, Glenn Pierce is in, of course, from Scarborough Shire. We've got Steve Osborne in as well. Darren W's in, Sue from Cardiff, Pan Keeman's in, all the way from the America Shire. Olivia's in, Kira's in from the Irish Quartet or Contingent. Manda Smith's in. How you doing, Manda? Not the famous Manda Smith or Mandy Smith that we used to know back in the day, but this is a new Manda Smith. We've also got Charlene Lamborghini in. John Brink is in tonight as well. Anne's in. Who else we got? Jason Thomas is joining us. Ava, Dave Hunter's in. Who else have we got? I can't actually see fuck all out of these glasses. Maznu, Vanessa's in. Blue Roses is in. I thought that was Blue Dragon. Kirk Fraser's joining us tonight as well. How you doing, Kirk? Okay. Gradders is in. Valerie's in. Aisha Brett. Bloody hell, how many is they tonight? Jesus, bejesus, laddie, bejesus. Aisha Brady in. Lillian Florence is in. Jack is in. Belinda's in. Thank God for that. Kath Myers is in. We're at the bottom of the pile. Not literally, of course, but you know what I mean. So, good evening, everyone. Here we are. It is, of course, Fruit Nut News, as you well know. Beautiful day today, and not. So today been a very crazy day when it comes to weather. Me and the Stig started earlier today in not freezing cold weather, but let me tell you, it wasn't overly warm. The nipples were a little hard. You know, if you are a girl, you'll know about that. And then, of course, it turned to rain. So we had showers and bits and bobbing about. Lots of things got wet, including the wood. And we were making a pagoda. So the pagoda that we showed you, we built that from scratch. There was actually nothing in that corner once we'd taken the old one down, and we had to re-engineer a new one, which was quite interesting. When, of course, nothing was square and nothing fitted properly. So, very bespoke bit of engineering there. Or should we say woodworking, depending on your take on it. So that was that. And then, of course, we had hail. We had some hail. And the temperature dropped massively as well. And then all of a sudden, around about sort of 3 o'clock-ish, the sun came out. It was really, really interesting. It was thong weather. Stig was running around the garden with a thong on and a crash helmet. I mean, you know, sexual preferences and all that. Well, there you go. Anyway, so very, very interesting. Very, very interesting day weather-wise. So I'm going to have to set these glasses off because I can't actually see nothing. Anyway, here we are. Saka's back. Okay, so let's have a quick look. Now, Mr. Trump has as you well know, is gone to visit Xi Jinping in China for a little word in the man's ear. I'm sure they're going to have loads to talk about, Federal Reserve, etc., etc., etc. But Trump arrived in China at 12:58. This is, of course, is a reference to a post by Dan Scavino, Q Post 1258, which refers to a red carpet rollout. Now, go and have a look at it. It's there for you to see. You know, I can't do all the work for you. You know, I don't mind you mollycoddling you, but as the old saying says, I can lead a horse to water, but I can't make it fucking drink. All right, so go and do that a little bit. Q-Post 1258, go and have a look. Anyway, red carpet rollout, what does it mean? Well, prepare for the storm. Gold and quick silver. I wonder if silver is going to go very quickly. I think it will. Lifting the veil, of course, another interesting gematria one. Shadow government, as we well know about. Then, of course, we've got the Passover Exodus. The Passover Exodus. Very interesting little word, that. What else have we got here as well? We've got the truth, the light. Heart attacks can be deadly. Well, we do know that one from, of course, COVID-19. It will be interesting to see whether or not the rat virus has the desired effect that the elites are trying to conjure up. Doesn't seem to be working so far. Everybody seems to smell the bullshit. But, of course, there are a few sleepers still out there, fast asleep, walking around with their head in the clouds. And yeah, very, very interesting that is, of course, going ahead. Now, it's been proven now that, of course, we all know this shit. Mr. Zelensky under investigation for massive fraud. We're talking billions and billions and billions and billions and billions and billions of pounds. And when you start to talk about billions of pounds, of course, you start to talk about a fucking shitload of money. Anyway, there we go. That's that. Now, here's an interesting little statistic. Apparently, 3 people so far have died from the rat virus. Oh, my God, I hear you say the world's gone on lockdown. People are fucking running around like headless chickens. Boats are flying everywhere. Quarantine is going in. You know, I mean, you know, you can't even have a shit now without filming it on the bogger. Know what I mean? And here we have 3 deaths from the rat virus. Shall we just put this into perspective for you? Somewhere in the region of 95,000 deaths from diabetes, ladies and gentlemen. Yes. Then, of course, we've got the 683 deaths from heart disease. Nobody's talking about that, are they? And then we go to obesity. Roughly 100,000 people dying from obesity every year. Actually, nothing said. And here we are, the mainstream media are going nuts about 2 people that were bird watching in a fucking landfill site and apparently caught a rat virus. Very interesting. And did you notice once again that the media sort of struck into action all around the world to bring you the story of the rat virus? I mean, did you see the people? Did you see the people in the hazmat suits? Did you see all the anomalies of the people in the hazmat suits? Did you see all that? There's no way it was a fucking virus. No. And if you think there is a virus, well, I mean, to be fair, you need to go and clean your arse out with a actual wire brush. I mean, a proper wire brush. A wire brush that Fred Dibner would use. They were proper wire brushes in the day. Very, very sharp. Very, very coarse. And, yes, very interesting. Now, we've got some interesting political news. Keir Starmer, of course, has brought in Gordon Brown and Harriet Harman, the Moors murderer, so to speak. Anyway, we shall leave that and wait and see. But apparently now Fred West has been approached. Fucking Fred West. Now, so Fred West, what's he going to do at number 10? Well, apparently Keir Starmer has appointed him Foundation's Envoy of the UK. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. And then, of course, we've got Rose West. Now, Rose West apparently is going to be in charge of sealing the potholes. We're not sure if that's after she's buried somebody or maybe before. We're not quite sure. Anyway, and then, of course, the Ukrainian rent boys that are still going through the ringer, so to speak. They're up at the Old Bailey. Of course, mainstream media can't talk about this one because, of course, it's not allowed. But, of course, we're not in the fucking gang, so we don't give a shit. So, anyway... yes, the Ukrainian rent boys. Now, apparently there's 4 of them. Now, these 4 are going to be world anal ambassadors. They're going to check anal passages around the world, make sure they're working properly. And then, of course, we've got Lord Ali. As you well, Lord Ali was looking after Victoria Starmer for quite a while, apparently supplying her with underwear. Now, Lord Ali is going to be underwear envoy for the UK. Not sure how that's going to work, but anyway, fucking hell, we'll wait and see. Now, meanwhile, earlier today, recently, the United Nations tried to stop the UK deporting people. Anyway, Donald Trump's fucking put his foot down, stepped in and fucked them off. Said, no way, we're not having that. What a move that is. And then, of course, we've got the old king. The old king is pushing for digital ID. Absolutely amazing that the king has got no fucking idea what he's talking about. In fact, he probably actually doesn't know what he's talking about. Meanwhile, right, so here we have, of course, the king pushing digital ID. People are up in arms about this. I mean, it's ridiculous because you've already got digital ID on your passport. You've got digital ID on your driver license. You're carrying a digital fucking mobile phone round with you. I don't even know what you're squirming for. Every time you go to the bank or wherever you want to go, any shopping centre or whatever, you're getting checked for all kinds of shit. And people are up in arms about all this shit. And it fascinates me. Really, really does fascinate me. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not a big fan of digital ID at all, and I don't really want it. But... you know, all these people complaining about, all of a sudden complaining about digital ID. We've already fucking got it, okay? So these people, listen, ladies and gentlemen, if these people want to track you, if they want to find out who you are, and they want to find out where you're from, and they want to find out what's in your bank account, and, you know, and who you've been seeing on the dark web and all that shit, listen, they can fucking find out anything. You only have to look at films like Born Identity and all that fucking shit that everybody thinks isn't real, and it's all real. Okay? So it's all real, right? So, you know, sit down at the back, keep quiet, you know, fucking calm down. It's already happening. Okay? Now, digital ID, I was on about that one. Now, digital ID, King Charles, yeah. Now, what he hasn't told you that 19 million, there's 19 again, 19 million French citizens, okay, have had all of their data, including telephone numbers, addresses, bank details, every fucking thing you could think about. 19 million French people, their details have all been just floated on the dark web. And it's so secure. I mean, the king said, oh, yeah, it's secure. Nobody can fucking break in. Well, let me tell you, they've already done it. Okay? 90 million French people are up the shitter, so to speak. So there you go. Now, apparently we've got a World Cup. Is this next year or something? World Cup in Is it 28 in America? I'm not sure. Can't remember now. It might even be 2030. Not too sure. Anyway, don't really care. But anyway, I mean, I'm not overly enthralled by 22 men running around a field kicking a leather ball full of oxygen. It doesn't ignite my passion. You know what I mean? To talk about UFOs or fucking wormholes or what should we say, portals, or the Hadron Collider in Switzerland, or the Federal Reserve, or maybe the Irish famine, the potato famine of the Irish back in the day. Yeah, very interesting. So apparently, we've just been told. Just been told that apparently June 2026, apparently the World Cup. Now this is really interesting because apparently Iran Iran is going to be allowed to compete in the World Cup. Okay, now here's an interesting one. Some of the Iranian World Cup players are actually serving members of the military in Iran. Hey, okay, now how's that going to work? Now, this reminds me of the film, and I can't remember what the film's called. It's where the English actually played a game of football against the Germans. And it was done in a big stadium, and I mean the true story will probably come out at a later date. But I think the English tried to plan escaping, and then I think it was one of the guys that was running it said, "Whoa, lads, fucking, we're not escaping anywhere. We're fucking, we're actually going to win this game and beat the Germans." And I think they did. I can't remember what the film is, but anyway, it was a really good one. But isn't it ironic that we've got the Iranian World Cup players are serving members of the Iranian army that are fighting the Americans? Brilliant. I mean, no possibility there of a terrorist attack, is there? Oh, escape to victory. That's it. Escape to victory. There you go. Now, apparently, one of the rat virus victims has landed in the UK. Nobody's quite sure where they've landed, but apparently they have now been shipped to a military complex full of illegal immigrants, and is then going to be shipped to, of course, a local high street somewhere near you to, of course, spread the virus. That's what it's all about. So, if you do see somebody eating cheese, be very, very fucking good. This is gonna, trigger a serious overnight condition. Brilliant. Now, what else have we got? Angela Rayner. Now, Angela Rayner has advised Keir Starmer that 70 MPs are wanting him out. Now, apparently, you need 76, I think it is, or something along the lines. Do you know what I mean? So, very, very interesting. Now, let's all remember about the rat virus as well. And this, of course, is coincidental with, of course, the COVID-19. Now, remember that all the bus drivers that are driving these very dangerous and deadly people with a virus around seem to be very immune from the virus. Now, I don't know what they're eating. I don't even know what they're smoking. But let me tell you, we need some of that shit because, I mean, even though the World Health Organization have got a vaccine all ready to go for a virus that all of a sudden just pops up somewhere, well, that's fucking a miracle, isn't it? What a fucking miracle. It reminds me of COVID-19. I mean, next thing we'll have, plexiglass is going to come back. Fucking plexiglass, This is the modern day equivalent of fucking Superman. Know what I mean? It is at plexiglass. Fucking saved millions of lives. Plexiglass, ladies and gentlemen, is still evident today when you go around to see some certain places. it is, of course, evident in privately owned shops that we're not really going to sort of talk about. And even now, some big chains don't accept cash. That's an interesting one, isn't it? And they just happen to be one of them in question is that fella, Lenny Henry. Lenny Henry does the advert for the hotel chain. You know the one where you get a good night's fucking sleep on a special pillow made out of mushrooms. You know the one I mean? Now, Lenny Henry's group of chain people, you know, the hotel group, they don't take cash, you know. They're all, because apparently cash infects people. Cash is very dangerous. Yes, another move to digital ID that failed. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Now, there also seems to be some talk about Wes Streeting. Now, I don't know what I caught it. I caught a little bit of Kemi Badenoch absolutely roasting Wes Streeting today. Now, I don't quite know what it was all about, but there was definitely something that Kemi knew, and everybody else in the fucking in the Westminster knew as well. That's been either happening to Wes Streeting or Wes Streeting has been involved in. Now, she didn't go into details. So very interesting. Let's just wait and see. Meanwhile, Zach Polensky, the tit whisperer. Now, this is a guy who I don't really think has much idea about what he's doing. I mean, he looks to me like he's just fucking come out of college after having a spliff. But anyway, now Zach claims that he could improve the size of women's tits by basically whispering into the nipple. Now, I don't quite know. Apparently, he was using some kind of a tongue technique. We're not quite sure what that actually is implying. But anyway, Zach and, of course, his sidekick, Zara the fucking plumber. Not Zara. What's her fucking name? Hannah the plumber. Fucking amazing. Hannah, I mean, if you want any plastering doing, make sure you ring Hannah. She's on it like a car bonnet, let me tell you. And then, of course, David Beckham now. Now, apparently, Alan Titmarsh, the tit whisperer's brother, basically is now saying that... now let me get this right. Alan Titmarsh apparently has been rummaging around Victoria Beckham's Lady Garden. Now, I don't know, you know, what sexual technique Mr. Titmarsh has, but clearly, Victoria is getting, the fill of the wellies, so to speak. And David apparently has become a keen gardener. Apparently David can titillate chrysanthemums with the very keen prowess of a veteran gardener. So that's quite interesting as well. Now, you will of course remember that David Beckham finally, after years of savage and brutal sacrifice, he managed to get a knighthood, all hail Dave, all hail Dave, all hail Dave. Now, of course, as you well know, Dave queued with the peasants. Yep, Dave queued with the peasants for, I think it was about, was it 12 hours? Was that queue 12? I mean, fucking 12 hours. Why would people queue for 12 hours to see a body? Hey? I mean, where are we going with this? I mean, where are we going? I mean, I can kind of understand Princess Di, because she was a bit of a queen of hearts, and she was an attractive lady, let's face it. And, and she was bubbly, and she went to the gym, and, and she took the piss out of the paparazzi. And she really did take the piss out of the paparazzi when she drove into that tunnel, because she fucking changed the number plates on her car. I mean, fucking hell, that takes some doing. And then, of course, she had a crash, which apparently left her not very well. Unfortunately, she waited in the ambulance for about an hour and a half. And then, of course, the French authorities pumped her full of, what do they call it, embalming fluid, which is against French protocol law, of course. There was some talk that she had a baby by Dodie. So it's all very interesting theories. But I always say this: when a story doesn't make any sense, when a story smells a bit sniffy, when things don't seem to add up, and when you just get that gut feeling that A, you are not being told the truth, or B, somebody is fucking lying somewhere along the line, well, I always say, go with your first instinct, ladies and gentlemen. Go with your first instinct. I mean, it was a bit like 9/11. There was something very, very fishy about 9/11 that didn't quite add up, It didn't make any sense. The Titanic, that's another little interesting story that didn't make any sense. I mean, even World War II, ladies and gentlemen, when you consider that Russia sacrificed, I think it was about 10 million people, I don't know whether people know this or not, but apparently 10 million Russians were sacrificed. And do you know the first people to liberate Berlin? The first people to liberate Berlin, ladies and gentlemen, were actually the Russians. It wasn't the Americans, and it wasn't the British, it wasn't the French, it wasn't the Italians, it wasn't even the fucking Gurkhas. No. It wasn't anybody from Vietnam, it certainly wasn't anybody from China, and it definitely wasn't anybody from Iran. It was the Russians. The Russian people were the first people to liberate Berlin. Okay? Forget all your films. Forget Winston Churchill. I mean, Winston Churchill was a fucking nutter, right? Everybody thinks Winston's the big fucking I am. You're all told a lie. I mean, it's all boring shit to me, really. But, we have to keep talking about it, because hopefully the more we talk about it, maybe one day, it might just actually fucking go in. I mean, JFK, look at the assassination of JFK. I mean, does that not ring any alarm bells? Oh, yes, it does. What about, me and the Stig were talking the other day about, Nicola Bulley. Nicola Bulley, remember that Nicola Bulley case? Young lady apparently dives into a 6-inch river, got swept away by the current. Apparently the divers, they even got the divers in. The divers came in about 5 times, couldn't find fuck all. Then all of a sudden, a pedestrian from Hackney in southeast London was walking past and just happened to notice an arm. Yes, very interesting. It just didn't make any sense, I mean, let's look at the Maddie McCann case. I mean, the Red Shoe Club comes to mind. Portugal comes to mind. Giselle Maxwell was stopping down the road. The Podesta brothers were close by. These are all people that are highly skilled in all kinds of fucking nefarious shit, ladies and gentlemen. And the main man in question, the father, was a red shoe advocate. He wore red shoes. He was seen with people wearing red shoes, okay, in a picture with red shoes. And then, of course, there's the mother. Something about that mother, not quite right. I reckon she's gonna blow. And it won't be, I mean, it certainly won't be like a blow. I reckon she's going to blow up at some stage. I don't know. I might be wrong. But anyway, that was it. 27 million Russians died in World War II. Freaking 27 million Russians. And you know what? The amazing part is the Russians don't get any, like, corpus mentis for it, right? They don't get any kudos. No. All that happens is the West continue to try and get Russia to get involved in a war. We don't want a war, okay? Don't forget to. There's a war in Ukraine, ladies and gentlemen. Don't forget to Donald Trump's in China. Don't forget to Jerome Powell. Don't forget Jerome Powell, ladies and gentlemen, just got thrown out of the Federal Reserve. Know what I mean? And the most important thing, of course, is that myself and the Stig have basically put up a coda today. But forget all that shit that's going on all around the world. And here's another thing, right? If you think that we are not biblically referenced, listen, we've even got crop circles after us now. So just fuck off. We've got crop circles now, right? Don't be telling us we're not famous. Even the Palladians know who the Fruit Nut News is. I mean, that's like proper shit, good stuff, that. Anyway, listen, ladies and gentlemen, I've had enough ranting on. I need to go and get some food, get myself warm, get the fire on, get a bit of a log burner going, warm up a bit, and check it from there. Now, of course, remember, tomorrow is, of course, the 14th. It is, of course, Thursday, the 14th tomorrow. We're not quite sure what's going to go on tomorrow. Who fucking knows? Anything is possible. I mean, you never know. The World Trade Centers might all of a sudden appear on the horizon in the desert of Mongolia somewhere. You just never know. Maybe Winston Churchill's going to pop up in the Labour camps. I don't know. We'll wait and see. It's just a very interesting time to be alive. And if you don't think if you do not think that this is a movie, well, you need to really go and get pissed, have an Havana, and get some of those magical mushrooms. Anyway, love you loads. Take care. Have a great evening. We'll see you all again soon. Cheers. Bye.